Before I ever trade silver, I analyze market structure first. In this video, I will show you exactly how I analyze silver using market structure, support and resistance, and risk management so that I don't trade blindly. This is a chart of silver on the weekly setup. What I do all the time is establish my bias, and I start on the weekly time frame, drop down to the daily time frame before going to the 4 hours time frame to start looking for that opportunity to get in. Then when I see the opportunity looking at the 4 hours time frame, I drop down to the 1 hour or 15 minutes time frame to get that entry. And what I'm looking for on the 1 hour and 4 hours time frame is a fair value gap, a stop volume candle, an engulfing candle, and other block. And I use the volume profile to map my zones on the 1 hour and 4 hours time frame so that I know exactly what to expect or which zones or levels to look for those confirmation before getting into the trade. And one thing I want you to understand about silver is a highly volatile and it is influenced by macro sentiment. So when they say US is going to invade this or US is going to fight this or Russia is going to fight this country or Ukraine, I mean, when you start hearing Israel, Palestine, all of this stuff going on, Venezuela, you know, investors are going to start looking for risk-free asset to go into, and silver has been looked upon as one of those assets that investors who want to put their money into. And more to that, silver is correlated to gold. So when you start seeing gold doing well, extremely well, there's high chances that silver is going to follow gold. And more still, when the US dollar is weakening, investors are going to be looking for something else. And silver is positioned as one of those assets that investors are going to be buying. So there's lot to take into consideration before you get into any silver trade. You don't want to trade emotionally. If you do trade emotionally, it's going to lead to losses. Make sure you understand all of these aspects of silver before you go in. So all of this information will help me understand what to look at when I'm analyzing silver on the higher time frame, because I want to establish the bias of silver for that day or for that week. Because if I'm not able to establish that bias, it means I'm going to be trading blindly. You can see clearly that silver has been in a consistent uptrend ever since back then in 2022. We have been forming higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows on the weekly setup until April 14, 2025, that we saw silver took this huge ride to the upside. One thing I've realized or I've come to notice when it comes to market structure is that whenever price breaks structure, price always attempt to retest that structure after price break structure. So this is actually the main structure that price break this area, yeah. So at one point in the future, price should be able to come back around this area, $41 or 30 something dollars. I think that's what I should be looking at until price prove me wrong, based on market structure. Now, I don't trade trend lines. I use trend lines to understand what the retailers are thinking, because the market makers always want to trick the retailers. I trade the smart money concept. I trade the market makers concept. I trade liquidity. I trade structure. So based on structure, what I'm seeing here is that price has been moving in this range for a long time sideways. There was a range here that price was moving, and price range around this area for some time until price break this zone to the upside. And whenever price breaks structure, the rule is price should retest structure at one point in time in the future. So whatever you do, make sure you look at this area as an important area where price should at one point in time in the future come back to fill those imbalances before continuing to the upside. Now that we have established our bias to see that we are in an uptrend, because we have been forming higher highs and higher lows and we are still bullish for silver, it means we need now to start marking those key levels where we might expect silver to cool down a little bit when price is going to get there. And one of these demand and supply area is this level here. Let me mark it so that we have a clear view of it. This level, this other level here is another area of interest, and this is a support zone. So we have mark our zone based on the weekly setup. This is the resistance and this is the support level. Yeah. So based on this time frame, we have created a range and a level where we should expect price to at one point in time drop there. So I'm looking at this now to mean, okay, if I see price around this area, yeah, then there should be high chances that I'm going to be looking for a buy opportunity based on the weekly time frame. So if say you are an investor, you can start looking for that buy opportunity or investment opportunity from this zone to DCA something at least. Going now to where price is, you can see that price cool down around this area because there is a demand and supply area here that price traded multiple times. I think for 2 weeks before price break, you can see here clearly. So based on market structure, this level should act as an important demand and supply area that you can mark as well. So take it to the future for reference purpose. Now that we have established all of these zones, we have seen our key areas, right? So you can see clearly on this time frame, this zone has been an important zone, no doubt. And also, this zone has been an important zone. What I want to do now is simple: bring in my volume profile around this area. First of all, this zone here, I want to mark this zone towards the breakout, and I want to create my zone, which is the value area high, the POC, and the value area low. The same thing here, because price has already broken this level. So I want to take it from this level here to this level, and I want to establish my range. So this is a range. You can see how price has been respecting this range. So if price break and close above the value area high, stays above there, then I might start thinking maybe they want to continue price to the upside to give us more higher highs. I'm looking at $130 for silver, and if they break and close below this zone, then the next target is going to be where we drew this box here. This level here should be the level that we aim for a price to go to when price is going to break and stay below the value area low. The POC is just acting as a pivot point where price is going to either reject to the upside or to the downside. Now that we have established this zone, we want to wait to see how price is going to react based on market structure. So if you see price reject multiple times to the upside, then it means they want to drop down to this level here. And if price actually reject around the downside multiple times, then it means they want to continue to the upside. But usually when you see a huge candle like this, price tend to recover half of the candle. So when I see a candle like this, what I want to do is mark the whole candle. Go back to the weekly time frame, this whole candle. What I want to do is create a range here based on the weekly setup. And this range has been created already based on this volume profile, right? So we have the midpoint here, and we have this POC, and we have this other zone here. So you can see we will have the zone created. Now I'm going to go back to the daily time frame, and on this time frame, what I want to do now is mark this whole zone here, this zone from this week here to the top of that move, this move here. And you can see we have this midpoint which aligns with where the value area high. So we can see that our analysis align with the volume profile. So we're going to take off this and allow the volume profiles. Now, this value area high should be acting as the midpoint. If we see any sort of movement again around this area and price reject, it means they don't want to continue to the upside, they want to continue to the downside. Now that price is done this, we now have to drop down to the 4 hours time frame because we have already created our range. Before we go to the 4 hours time frame, I want you to understand this. We don't buy at resistance, we buy at support. We don't sell at support, we sell at resistance. So if we have to look at this range here, consider this value area high here as resistance and this value area low as support. And look at this other zone here. If price is gonna get there, look at it as support. But if price break and close inside the we see any full daily candle close inside this box, then automatically this zone becomes support. But if price flip it and stay inside, it's gonna become resistance. In that case, you're not looking for a buy, looking for a buy until when price is going to revisit the line down, which is going to be around $46. So this line down became support after price must have flipped this zone that we mark, which was based on the weekly setup. So I want you to understand this, because at times people just rush to react to price without understanding where price is. You need to understand where price is and what price is doing. Is price in a discovery stage? Is price actually in an area where smart money might step in? You need to understand when smart money is coming, at what key areas. Going now back to the 4 hours time frame, We have established our range, right? We don't want to buy here because this zone is resistance. We want to buy below this area because this zone is support. Placing that buy order around this value area highs should be only when price must have flipped above it, come back, retest it, and you see multiple rejection around this area, before you start looking for that buy opportunity. You have to wait for price to play out. And if you look at this area, you can also mark another zone here, which is going to give you clear insight as to what price might do. You can see here there's a minor demand and supply area here on the 4 hours time frame that could help you to determine what to do. So if say price is going to break and close above this zone, then the pullback should be around any of this zone here for you to buy back. But make sure when you are buying, price must have flipped this value area high. But for now, you don't want to buy. Price is actually in discovery mode. When price is going to drop around this area here, then you want to start looking for that buy opportunity. I wasn't interested in silver when it was going to the upside like this. I have been patiently waiting for silver to give me that buy opportunity. And what I want to look at is a fair value gap, order block, or engulfing candle to place that trade. What I want you to focus on, are these zones that has been marked. This is marked automatically by my indicator. You can see clearly here that we have this fair value gap here. All of these zones are fair value gap zone. And if price is going to come down here, you can start looking for that buy opportunity based on how price is going to react. And this is what happened. When price gets to a fair value gap, you want to see price reject from it. This 1 year, price rejected this zone. It also reject this zone here. And you can see above price, we have fair value gap zone. Price can easily go to. And usually these zones represent liquidity. And if you drop down to the 1 hour time frame, you can see clearly that we have this fair value gap down here a little bit, and we also have another one up there. So all of these zones is filled with fair value gap. Above, we have fair value gap zone, and we have this the bottom moving average here that acts as a support and resistance trend line. That's how this indicator works. So what I want you to focus on here on this 1 hour time frame is this: price need to be able to respect our key levels that we mark. Right? If price respect these key levels that we mark, then it's gonna be a good thing, right? For us to actually look for that trade opportunity. So for us to be able to know whether price is respecting these key levels for us to take that trade, like short-term trade, we have to bring in again the volume profile on this level and mark it from where this dump started to where price is. I have my range created now. What you are looking at is exactly what we discussed. Price is around the POC zone. If we are going to break and close below this level, you can start looking for that buy opportunity here. The opportunity should be accompanied by an immediate pullback. So if we see price get to this value area, low area from the POC where price is now, we want to see an immediate buyback to the upside. And we should be looking at a fair value gap forming around that area. And if the huge buyback is accompanied by a fair value gap or a hammer or an engulfing candle, then you can start thinking to buy. But if price break and close below this value area low, then automatically the trade is invalidated. I'm going to focus now on the previous level, which I mentioned, because if price is going to fail and stay below this zone, if we go to the 1 hour time frame, you're going to see that if we see price break and close below this area, then the target should be where we mentioned based on the daily and weekly time frame setup. If we see price come right down around this area, then automatically we know price is gonna come around this area. So our next plan of action should be around this zone. Don't chase bullish expansion. Wait for retracement into demand zone. Look for structure confirmation. When you do this, you are going to be buying strength. Because what I do is buy strength. I don't buy weakness. I try to understand what price has done in the past and try to correlate it with what price is doing in the future. Look at key areas, mark those key areas, and wait for price to gravitate around those areas. Using the volume profile will help you map that zone where you are going to be looking for that buy opportunity or that sell opportunity. Either you are shorting the market or you are longing the market. So I want to believe This video has added some value to you. You now understand how I go about analyzing silver using market structure before I buy. You can apply the same knowledge to your analysis. I don't deal with hype, I don't deal with signal. My focus is market structure. It helps me understand the liquidity zones that price is gonna get there based on what price has done before. So if price is gonna get to key areas that price have done it before and I see clear rejection or swept of liquidity, I know that that area is an area where smart money is coming in, and smart money is what I trade. I want to be at the right side of the market to do what the market makers do. If this video was helpful to you and you want me to keep creating more of such video to help you understand how to use market structure to get the best entry out there or to analyze any asset out there, subscribe, join my Telegram community. The links are found below this video. Until then, guys, see you in the next video. Bye bye. Ciao.